The video you're about to see is interesting from a couple of points of view. First of all, it illustrates the importance of transitioning from old cumbersome technology to modern budgeting, planning and forecasting capability in the cloud. But secondly, it shows that this same capability can be used in a wide variety of applications within the business in different functional areas. In this case, it's being used for HR and salary planning, which can be very demanding and granular in its own right. But there's also another very important issue brought out by this video, which is the importance of the user experience. That's not the user interface, the design of the application at face value, but the way in which users interact with the software itself. And this has major ramifications for the ease of use and the productivity that you can get out of the system. And it's a message that comes through strongly in this video as it's explained how easy it is for finance professionals themselves to change reporting requirements, to change information requirements without having to refer to the IT function at all. In this case, the organization was moving from old technology to a new CCH Tagetik platform for planning, budgeting and forecasting. And what we see as the major shift is that the finance function can work with the system on its own. It doesn't need to rely on the IT function for every minor change to the structure of the model or for new reports. And this is a major benefit to a finance function. Nobody really wants to wait for the IT department to have to make changes to something as basic as reports required from the system. But they've also used the opportunity of automating and standardizing to bring this application into the cloud. And the video makes the point that actually the best people to run a system are in fact the supplier, CCH Tagetik in this case, who can run the system more effectively in the cloud than an organization can run the system for itself, perhaps on premises. And so the big wins in this environment are the fact that you can use the system for a wide range of different applications, that you can cut down timescales by moving the solution into the cloud, and that finance is in control of its own destiny. It can make the changes, it can do what it needs to do with the system without having to rely on anybody else.
The user experience was not great in Clarity. It lagged a little bit. It didn't save very quickly, and it wasn't very dynamic. A major pain point for our users before CCH Tagetik was their user experience. The solution that we had prior wasn't as responsive. We didn't have local currencies that we could plan or do reporting. Currently, are using Tagetik to do HR and salary planning, which is great because it's very flexible. We can add employees, remove employees, add a bunch of different KPIs and factors that can really change the plan for the entire year. Another plan that we do is IT/capital, so you guys have it separate. We combine the two. We do capital purchases for the year, and it's great because the actuals always come through. We update our actuals actually every 20 minutes. So so we have very up-to-date data that our IT department can use to forecast or budget for the rest of the year. The most impressive thing with the implementation of Tagetik was the performance of the system, and as well as the flexibility of the system. Being a very dynamic organization, we're required to make changes to reports. So sometimes we have to design very simple or very complex reports, but Tagetik allows us to do such things. Another big win is how easy the system is to learn. So our IT department is not involved at all. And we've essentially taken ownership of the system, so whenever we want to make changes or adjust any data feeds or ETLs, we just do it ourselves. Tagetik has allowed us to reduce our user input time by 50% since we've started using it. The accurate and timeliness of data has been a huge benefit, simply because we can control how often the data comes in. And since Tagetik allows you to drill through, drill down, an array of different options, it really allows us to make sure that everything is as accurate as possible. Since implementing Tagetik, we were able to reduce our closing time by 20% every single month. So we deployed CCH Tagetik on the cloud because of all the benefits that it entails. I'm a big believer of the people that created the system should also host the system, because they just know the best environment that the system could be in. And also the fact that we're patched up regularly, we're updated regularly, and as a systems person, if you fall behind on patches or upgrades, it can become very costly. So that's a great benefit to have. The CFO benefits with CCH Tagetik because she is confident that the data that we're sharing with the rest of the organization, as well as outside parties, is accurate and timely. And we have many ways of validating and checking that because of Tagetik. Yes, I would recommend CCH Tagetik to everybody.